I'm just trying to make sure that this is live streaming here. And I don't see that it is. It might be on some sort of a delay here. There it is. It's live. Okay. I gotcha. Okay, we got it. It's a little, it looks like it's a little bit delayed, I think, because when I'm looking at it on my screen, and I'm seeing it here. So, okay. Well, I am going to be coloring, I'm going to attempt to color in this background here of this bird. So I'm just kind of getting settled. I'm really new to the iPad and totally new to this live streaming thing. So it's going to take me a minute to get this all ready here. So I am going to get everything ready for you guys. I'm going to figure out a way here how to teach you how to color this in real life with using Prismacolor pencils. So we're going to kind of do both, or I'm going to teach you how I color, but I'm getting better at using it anyway, a little bit more comfortable. But I want to show you guys how to do it in Prismacolors, because that's what I'm used to. You know, I'm just used to Prismacolors. So I kind of want to make it so that it's similar to when I'm coloring on Prismacolors. So what I'm going to do now is I'm gonna get the background going. Okay, so it takes me a minute as soon as I start up a live stream to get ready, but so I'm gonna teach you how to color this. I already did in my last live stream where I did the bird, but I'm trying to figure out how to get it so you could see it better when I'm live streaming. So, and I'm gonna teach you how you can use the same thing I'm doing but with your Prismacolor pencils. Only this time, now I'm going to try, I want to finish the background. Instead of starting a new picture, I decided, well, let me just mess around with the background. And since I'm learning how to live stream, I figured I'm gonna try it. So, all right. Now, when I tell you like what colors I'm using, I have them in my palette right here. And I made my palette very similar to my Prismacolors, because I'm a Prismacolor artist and I am used to Prismacolors and I'm used to all the colors and things like that. So I picked the colors that match. So I actually took the pictures of my Prismacolor pencils, how they looked on paper, and then I created this palette that you see here. So when I open my palette, these palettes that you see here are all Prismacolor based, okay? And I'm trying to keep it similar. So when I teach you how to color and I say, okay, I'm using, you know, hot pink, you guys will know, or I'm using pink and it's number 929, you guys will know what color it is, and you could do the same thing in your coloring book, okay? Only I'm doing it on my iPad because I'm learning how to do it on the iPad, and I've been in the hospital, so I didn't have access to all my colored pencils and all that kind of stuff. So this is like I have everything here now. It's all in my iPad, so it's pretty bitchin'. The app I'm using is called Procreate. You can get the app. There's so much you can do on this app, but I just use one brush. I just use the soft airbrush and maybe once in a while that ink pen, but that's it right now. I'm not good at all the brushes. What I was most concerned about is trying to get the Prismacolors right, so that like when I color on here, it'll be the same as if I'm coloring, you know, in my coloring book with my Prismas. So, all right, well, that's enough yip yap. I'm gonna just get started here. So I'm gonna start working on the background. I've never done this before, so if it comes out shitty, that's just the way it is, or crappy, sorry. That's just how it goes. So I'm gonna start off here with taking a background, and it's something that you guys are kind of used to when we do backgrounds. I'm gonna just take I'm gonna grab like a sky blue light or a powder blue, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of go around this area here. But first I got to set up my brush a little bit. So I go over here and I want to get out of the pen and I want to get an airbrush. And I'm just going to get a soft airbrush. No big deal. Just a nice soft airbrush. And I'm going to make the opacity kind of light so I could start off. And I'm just making my brush size. Once I do that then my brush is set up. Now I altered and created this brush so that it would simulate my Prismas, and as soon as I know and learn how to share the brushes, I will totally share them with you. But right now I'm just kind of learning. So, and since I'm just got on here today, I have to get this set up because I'm just live streaming and I haven't set up my page yet. So here's my reference layer, and what that means is when I set this to reference, it means that I can't screw up what's underneath it. And I don't want to do that because I want to keep messing around, but I don't want to. I want to lock it up so it's perfectly safe. Okay, so I'm going to create a new layer here. So now I have a nice new layer. Okay, now when I have my new layer, now I could just start painting in my colors. So I'm going to take my my airbrush, and I'm going to make it actually a little bit smaller because I don't want it to be too zoomed in for you guys to see it close up. So I'm just going to kind of go around these colors. Now, if you notice, see this here, how it's kind of going over that color? Okay, I'm learning how to separate those colors. So on this layer here, you have to hit this little N and you make that a multiply. And when you make it a multiply, what it does is it brings all these lines underneath here. Even though I'm going over it, I still am going over it, and I'll show you how not to do that. But what it does is it creates so that you're not covering over the black lines, if that makes any sense. It will as you see me moving along. It was hard for me to kind of figure it out too. But just like colored pencils, for me anyway, I don't use all this fancy stuff that they do on the iPad with the masks and all that kind of stuff. I haven't learned any of that yet. I'm just using it as if I was coloring in one of my coloring books. So I'm just laying down the blue here, and I'm just kind of going on the outside, using the same techniques that you can kind of see that it's coming across on the iPad, where I'm just going in circular motions, and then I'm using a like a feathering out towards kind of the middle and lightening it up towards the middle. Now you would grab your blender pencil. So since I don't have my blender pencil here, I'm just using this little smudge tool. And what I'm doing now is the same as you would do with your blender pencil in your Prismacolor coloring book. You just kind of blend it and fade it all in so that it's just not, so that it's nice and it has a nice soft fade into the middle of your picture. Okay. I am also learning how to do the chat. Can you guys even hear me? Am I doing this in vain? I'm totally new at this. If you guys can hear me, just say you can hear me. I'm going to type something here. I'm just going to put hi. Did you guys see that? Come on in the chat, because apparently you guys could chat with me, and that was what I thought was so cool about this, is because you guys could ask me questions and we could talk and stuff. And but tell me if you can hear me, for those of you watching, okay? I can't see who's there, but I know people are there. So anyway, just chat, put in the chat box that you can hear me so that I know. Nobody's chatting. Does that mean nobody can hear me? Oh no. So maybe I got to stop this live stream. I'm so new at this. Kind of frustrating. Just because I don't know how to do all the ins and outs of this. If you guys can hear me, just put it in the chat box, because if not, I'll stop this live stream and start over, because I want to teach you how to color with your colored pencils, but I'm going to do it this way. But I need to know if you guys can hear me first. I don't want to do all this in vain. So you can see, I'm just blending here the sky blue light, and I'm just blending it right out just like you do. Blend it, nice blend right into the middle. Okay? And you want it to fade nicely. Okay, can you guys hear me? Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. There's a chat box down here. If you can hear me, please let me know, because I really need to know if you guys can hear me, because it's very important. Nobody's answering. That means you guys can't hear me. Well, that kind of sucks. Because if you can't hear me, then what's the point? I mean, you can watch me, I guess. But it'd be nice to see if you can chat in. Nobody's there? Okay, maybe I gotta get out of this. Okay, nobody's answering, so I guess I have to end this live stream and try to figure out how to do it again.